Okay, so yeah, I'll start and then you answer. So frankly, I must say, as you know, Obama started his career in the southern side of Chicago. Michelle, his wife, grew up here. And there is the reason that Obama decided that the presidential center will be built in the southern side of Chicago. And the reason is he wants to support the community and the neighborhood. Now, the thing is, what the community, while we understand the side of the community, we think that the community failed to understand that there is so much that we can do, but at the end of the day, we're not the city of Chicago, and we don't have effect on everything. We're
Sure.
doing it. We're doing it in order, to support the community. We're jetting more than $3.1 billion into the community in
Yep.
order to support the people. But at the end of the day, we can't affect everything. We cannot address all of the requirements, no matter how much we want to.
Right. So I think the big concern that CBA has is it's not a distrust for the Obama administration, right? Clearly, we have seen the impacts that they've made on this community, and we consider them one of us, and it's 100% a good thing for the community to have the OPC coming to Southside Chicago. What our big concern is the long-term success of the community. So what happens if that $3 billion doesn't go to the local residents? There's no accountability and there's not a long-term vision for how we will ensure the resources the OPC creates and empowers stay and are committed to the local community, which is why we're pushing for a binding contract to be able to have that accountability.
But a binding contract, the reason we don't want to go to the, we don't want to do a binding contract is the reason that there are so many factors affecting, there are so many factors in this, affecting this decision. And we don't want to limit the number of factors or sides that will benefit from this agreement. Once we sign this agreement, there will be X number of sides, X number of people that will benefit from the Obama Center coming to the south side of Chicago. But we want to benefit the whole community, and we don't have the ability to do it through a written contract.
Sure.
We
So
believe
what's
that the effect, the long-term effect on the community of Chicago, will be much larger, and the side effect will be so much bigger than what you want us to sign about in this agreement.
Well, what's interesting is that we have 20 community representative groups that represent what we feel is a very diverse and inclusive group of people. And in addition to the City of Chicago officials, and we also did a community vote, and over 80% of voters are in favor of CBA in Southside Chicago. So I actually would love to pose a question, and what is missing from that group that the Obama Foundation feels is not, that we're not being inclusive of?
Can you talk about specific things you want us to include in this CBA?
Yeah,
And I can address
absolutely.
each one specifically. It will be easier.
Well, I think the point is not the specifics of what is included, and I can certainly go through them, but the point is that we want something that's binding, because again, it goes back to, what if these resources that the Obama Foundation is bringing with OPC do not service the local community? What's holding them accountable?
What is holding us accountable, first of all, is our decision to come to Southside Chicago. While we had a lot of offers from many different places, and we decided to come here in order to support the Southside community, which is, Obama and Michelle, Barack Obama and Michelle Obama are the flesh and blood of this community. This is the
Sure.
first thing. And we, as I said, it will benefit the community many years, for many years, as I mentioned before. The thing is, as I said, we believe that committing to a specific number of people about specific actions that will may detriment our may be detrimental to our efforts to support the community. We think that by signing this agreement, the community will get less than.
Can you give me an example?
Us. I'll give you an example. You mentioned, I didn't mention it. You didn't mention it, but I will mention it, that we already hired local contractors. All of them are African-American led, from the southern side of Chicago to manage
to build the OPC. But what happens when it's not built, when it's done being built?
Yeah, so the thing is, this thing, as much as we think it's the right thing to do, it benefits, the workers and the management of these contracting groups, right? But by this, by having this agreement, once we have, I don't know, additional 2 or 3 points that we can agree on, what basically will happen and might happen is that we'll work towards addressing these specific points rather than addressing the needs of the community as they evolve, going forward. So,
Dror, I think that's an area where we actually agree. So I love that you said that addressing these specific points that the community is asking for, and you brought up one that is very important to us, right? We do want to see our minority-owned businesses as part of the development process and ensure that there is diversity in every step of the project for OPC. But when you say come together as a community, that's exactly what we're looking for with the CBA coalition. Is we're looking for that involvement. We want to bring the community in, and we want to bring the city of Chicago in, and we want to bring the Obama Foundation in. And what's happened so far is that the community and the city of Chicago are on board, but for some reason the Obama Foundation is not. And that's what I'm kind of trying to understand is I'm not really getting a clear answer as to why they're not jumping on board when you're saying that you ultimately want that collaboration across the community.
We want this collaboration. We believe we're doing as much as we can to support the community, support the southern side of Chicago. I really want you to, if you can mention specific points you want us to address in this CBA, and I'll address each one of them specifically. We already hired contractors from the southern side,
sure.
and we bring jobs to the people of the southern side of Chicago. But
yeah, we really appreciate that. But at the end of the day, the points don't matter if there's not a long-term commitment, if there's not accountability. So
but which accountability about which areas?
Well, for example, we want to ensure that the zoning rules don't, the taxes don't increase. We also want to have 30% of the new housing that's developed from OPC to be affordable housing. And these are just a few of the many examples that we have. But what a formal agreement will do is it's not only going to add value for us because we have that accountability, but it's also going to add value to the Obama Foundation, because right now, looking at the website, you're focusing on 25 different priorities. 25, right? And so how do you know that those are exactly what the community cares about and what really matters to the community? So if we work together, not only will it help you invest the right resources in the place that is going to have the biggest impact, it's going to give all of us that long-term vision, and ultimately it's going to have accountability to ensure that the people that are local to Southside Chicago are getting the most benefit from OPC, and that it's not given to the new residents after gentrification down the road. That's really what it comes down to. And it's not that we don't trust you, it's that we need that accountability for the long-term people of Southside Chicago.
Yeah, I agree with you. I also don't want the people to be displaced, and I also don't want people to pay higher taxes. But at the end of the day, I have no control of it. I can control what efforts are we doing in order to involve the community in the building of our center, but I can't control of how much taxes there will be on the property, and whether there will be affordable housing, 30% of 30% of the housing up to 2 miles from the center. These are things that you should talk to the city to the city of Chicago about. And it's not something that we can sign a CBA on because we generally cannot affect them. We can commit in front of you to address this issue because we don't have the power to do so.
Yeah, I think we're at time.
Yep. Cool.
I'll stop the recording.